Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Joshua and this is Rooftop. In this workshop, we're going to be making a snowman craft. So not exactly origami, but we'll be making a card in which we're gonna integrate the snowman in. So let's begin and see what all we need. So today I'll be using some origami papers, a regular sheet which I have just folded in half, and then blue and white color acrylics. So let's begin. Okay, so I have my paper here. It's a regular A4 size sheet which I just folded in half. If you don't want to fold it in half and you want to make it just like, a one-sided card, then you can just have a blank sheet like this. All right. But today I'm going to be using this card here. I'm just going to flatten this out so that, it doesn't open while I am working on it. Okay. So I will start off by taking some blue color. So over here I have some blue. And then I'm going to need a little bit of white as well. But the white will come much later on, not right now. So I'm going to start off by painting the background pretty dark. So I'll take my big flat brush. And this is blue in case you're wondering. I know it looks like black, but trust me, it's blue. Okay, mix it nicely. And then I'm going to start painting just one side of the paper. Just like that. And then I'll just smoothen this out by going in one direction. And I'll bring it down until here. And we want all our strokes to just go in one direction so that we have this nice smoothness. Otherwise, you can see these brush strokes in between. We don't want that. We'll keep it nice and flat. And make sure you do it before it dries out. Otherwise, it's not really going to work. Okay, like this. Sorry, I'll just bring it a little higher so you can see the bottom of the page as well. Yeah, there you go, just like that. Okay, then I will take my, so I'm keeping a cloth here as well, which I would recommend you all do when you paint, so that it's a lot easier to clean your brush. Now I'm going to mix a little bit of white color in it. And you don't want it too watery. You want it to be a bit thick. Okay. And then I'm going to start adding snowflakes. Okay, let me see how visible it is. Okay, it's barely visible, so we can add a bit more white to it. So this is the only painting part. Rest all is going to be cutting and sticking and all of that. Okay, that seems good. So I'm going to start adding all of this here. So what I'm doing is I'm just drawing a few X's. So I'm starting with an X like this, and then I'm cutting that also in half. So I know these aren't that bright just yet. So I'm going to keep some slightly dark, some slightly bright, some small, some big. And don't miss out any of the corners. And whenever you do this right, make sure you're not doing it in a straight line downwards or horizontally. Try to keep them in a slightly random placement. Now I'll take a little bit more white. Okay. And then I can start adding much brighter ones. There you go, just like that. And if you want, you can add these small textures towards the ends. So then I'll add a small one here, another one this side, maybe a bit bigger. Just like that. Over there. Make sure you add some to the bottom also. I think this one as well, I'll just make it a bit brighter. So if you look at this, look at the difference between these two. Look at how much of a difference the color has over here and when I bring it over here. And then we'll lighten it up just a little bit more. So we're going to keep it as simple as possible. We won't try to overcomplicate it. Like that, and then over here. Yeah, just like that. And then maybe a few small ones at the back. And this will give a sense of depth. There you go. Now it looks like there's snow falling. And whichever is brighter looks much closer, and whichever is darker looks like it's much further away. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I think that should be plenty. We won't be adding too much also. And that is all for the painting part of this. Alright, I'll keep that there. And now I'm going to take out my compass. There you go. Okay. And from this, I will start to draw a few circles over here for the snowman. Okay, so I'll place this down nice and tight. Okay, I just like doing that to check whether it is actually properly tight or not. I think I'll just make this a little bit bigger so that it's slightly easier to make the circles. Okay, so I'll just make them. So I'm just testing the size to see whether it is too big or too small. Okay, like that. So I'll put this at the side and see. Okay, that seems like a good enough size. So if you're asking how big this would be around 2 centimeters radius. So the total would be 4. That's the size I'm taking. So I'll just check again whether it is okay. And then over here as well, I will just draw another 2, 3 more. Oops. Can you tell I rarely use this? The struggle is real. Yeah, there you go. Then I have another one. And then this side also. Okay, I'll just make a few more. So we have 2 there. So we'll make another 3 more. We don't need too many. Okay, now I can make it slightly smaller. Just a tiny bit smaller. There you go. So you can see this one's become a little bit smaller. And then I'll have one more of this size. And then I'll make another one a bit smaller than that. Okay, there you go. So now we have around 2, 4, 6, 7. 2, 4. Okay, no problem. So we need 6 basically. I made 1 extra, but that's okay. Alright, so I'll start off by cutting these. Now, even if it doesn't turn out to be a perfect circle, it doesn't matter. As long as it looks like a circle, that's more than enough. Yeah, there you go. We have 1 circle here. Move this to the side. I'll cut all this extra sheet of paper basically so that I can isolate these circles when I'm cutting them, and that way it won't really, this extra paper won't come in the way while I am cutting. Okay, there you go. I'll put this to the side. I'll cut this also in half. Great. So now whichever I'm done, I'll keep it at the top over here, right there, so you can see. Okay, so now the small one. So the body, we're going to keep it bigger, and the small one we're going to keep for the head. just like this. Hmm. Okay, I'll cut. These are the same size. Okay, this one is a slightly smaller one. When you're cutting, right, just keep turning the paper so that you get this nice smooth outline, or this nice smooth cut, you could say. And then if there's anything extra, you can just chop it off. Okay, so I have 4 done. Now just 2 more to go. Okay, there you go. Now that we're done with this, I'm going to start pairing them up. So this is how you want them to be. Just like this. Okay, I'll move this to the side. Now I'll start by placing one down over here. That seems like a good spot. And the next one I'll place somewhere around there. I think you can make this a little bit smaller actually. Just a tiny bit. Not too much also. Yeah, there you go, just a small amount. So that we have that differentiation between the head and the body. Yeah, there you go. That's so much better. Okay, so now I will take my glue stick. Okay, now we can start off by sticking these. So I will put, okay, just making sure that it wasn't dried out. I'll take the big one first. And I will place it down over here. Just like that. Maybe a little bit to the right. Okay, much better. And then I will take the slightly smaller one. Just like this, and place it somewhere around, I think around there should be good. Yeah, that seems like a good spot. Now I know you must be wondering, where is the middle part? that is going to come. Don't worry. Trust the process. Okay, so then I'll put another one here on the same height. Just like that. And I'm keeping my scissor here because this part keeps opening. So I'll keep my scissor there. And then take this other one and place it right about here also. Yeah, just like that. Now, the last snowman that we have, I'm going to take this. Actually, wait, before I do that, I have this cutout piece of paper right that I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start tearing it, and if you can see this part over here, right, you can see how rigid it is. So I'm going to use that and just make it slightly uneven. Like this, a little bit here, and then place it right at the top like that. Okay, I think I'll lift this a little bit higher. Okay, right over here. I think backwards would be better so that the texture, there you go. So this tone part of paper, right, we want that to be visible. We don't want it to be smooth. We want this tone part to be visible so that it looks like there is snow. Okay, so I will take my glue stick. Let me just show you. I'm applying it on the smooth side. Make sure I apply the glue nicely. So I'm using the same paper that I'm using for this for painting. So it's pretty thick, meaning it has a higher chance of not just staying down strong, but even coming out when it is still wet. Yeah, there you go. Just like that. So for those of you who are watching, why don't you tell me from which part of India or maybe outside India are you all watching from? And so that I can get to know my audience as well a little better. Okay, like this. Okay, that turned out better than expected. Okay, like this, and then I'm going to take this one that I had initially put glue on and place it down over here towards the center, just like this, and then take the smaller one, and I will keep even less of a gap. I hope I'm audible. Hello. Okay, great. And this one I will keep somewhere over here, you could say. Perfect. And then I will take this one and cover this snowman also. Okay, so I'll just place it down first, like this. Okay, and then where the paper ends, right, the one at the bottom over here, if you can see, I will just mark that out with my pencil. So I'll just place this how I want it, like that. Okay, make sure it is aligned properly. Flip it over. So this I'm using an already used paper. That way I don't need to waste any other sheets. Okay, now I'm going to cut this straight. That. And then I'm going to put this down here. Perfect, look at that. So I think for this one, I'll just change the lighting, reduce it a little bit. Okay, so that you can see a little bit of what I'm talking about. But I'll even show it to you in the front camera, so it's a lot more easier to understand what exactly I have done. Okay, then I'll put my glue down here. And then place it down just like that. Again. There you go, lovely. So I'll just try showing it to you in the front camera. There you go. There you can see these lines here and this side as well. This one and then this one over here. So you'll get this snowy like texture. There you go. Now you can see it much better. Alright, so that's what we want. And then, okay. So I'll close my glue. Now I will take my origami sheet. So I'm going to start off by taking some red color. You just need one sheet of red. It will suffice for all three of them. Okay, and now over here, I'm just going to place it above this so that I can know exactly how big I want it. Because now we're making a choir of snowmen. So they're having their books with them in their hand with the Christmas songs, and they are singing from it. So I want it around this big. I'll just put a mark and then fold this in half. Okay, and then I'll just tear this one as well. Okay, so I have that part done, and now I want this to be around, say, this big. So I put a small mark and then I'm going to cut it again. So this origami paper is super thin. So when you're applying your glue, just be a little bit careful. So now this paper, I'm going to fold it in half. Just like that, and then we're going to put it over here like this. Maybe I can make it a little bit smaller, perhaps. So I think around here should be good. And so that way you can, keep adjusting it to your preference as to how big or small do you want it. Yeah, there you go, just like that. Okay, so now I will take my glue and I'll just put it a little bit on these corners or on these edges, just towards the middle. So I'll just place this down like that. Yeah, that seems good enough. Yeah, so this is how we want it to be. It should come out like that. This is how I'm sticking it. Okay, and then I will take this other sheet of paper and cut it around the same size as well. Okay, this as well, I will keep it somewhere around this big. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Cut this one as well. Okay, and then fold it in half. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Now only towards the middle, like middle of the sides, am I going to apply some glue. And not too much also, just a little bit for it to hold. And then I will apply this down just like that. Perfect. And now for the last one, I'm going to make it much smaller for this fellow. Yeah. No, I don't need to cut the entire part, only how much I think I would need. So just slightly more than what I think I would need. Or once I cut it out like this, I can just place it down and see whether this much is enough. Okay, this much seems to be enough. Fold it in half. And this one I will put right here. Yeah, there you go. Now we're almost done. So now once we're done with this, I will take some orange color paper. This is going to be the carrot for their nose. And for this also I have some orange here. I'll just take a small strip like this. I don't need much. This also is more than enough. Okay, let me check. Yeah, that seems to be the perfect size somehow. So I will take this and I'll just cut it straight like that. And then over here also. And then take my glue. I don't know why I said it that way. And put it down over here, right on top. There you go, just like that. And then for the other one also, make it slightly thinner. Over there. And then finally a much smaller one. So I'm just cutting out triangles. I'm not doing anything too complicated. There you go, just like this. And then I'll take my pencil here. Put that there. This side as well. And then last but not least, for the for the little fellow also. Oh, I missed a spot. Yeah. And there you go, our Christmas card is ready. Then if you want, over here at the bottom, just clean this a little bit. Take a little bit of blue and a little bit of white. Now I haven't tried writing with this, but I'll first try it over here. Oh, great. That turned out so much better than expected. Over here I can write greetings. So let me show it to you from the front. And this is what we have made. So if you look at it from the sides, I'll bring it a bit closer. So you can see how we have made these snowmen start singing Christmas carols. It's a pretty cool, pretty simple card, and it looks very attractive also. So I hope you enjoyed this super quick, super easy workshop, and I will see you all again at 3:30. So take care and bye-bye.